English snacks.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? I'm Michael, and I am here with Kendra, and today we are going to talk about how to give your opinion confidently.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
Kendra, I think this is a topic that many English learners will find helpful. A lot of people can understand English quite well, but they sometimes feel nervous when they need to share their own ideas.
I completely agree. Many learners are comfortable listening and reading, but speaking can feel more difficult. Sharing an opinion can be especially challenging because people worry about making mistakes or saying the wrong thing.
Yes, and sometimes people know exactly what they want to say, but they still hesitate. They start thinking too much about grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation.
That happens to many learners. Instead of focusing on communication, they focus on being perfect. The problem is that perfection can stop people from speaking at all.
That is such a good point. Today, we want to show everyone that sharing an opinion does not have to be complicated. You can express your ideas clearly using simple English.
Exactly. You do not need difficult vocabulary or advanced grammar. Sometimes a simple sentence can communicate your opinion very effectively.
Before we continue, I'd like to share a short story with you. Many English learners know grammar rules and vocabulary, but they still feel nervous when it's time to share their opinions. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As you listen, think about what you would do in her situation.
Meet Emma. A few years back, she was just like a lot of us, trying to figure things out. Emma was friendly and kind, but she had one problem. She rarely shared her opinions. Whenever people asked what she thought, she would simply say, "I don't know," or "Anything is fine." One afternoon, Emma met her friends at a small cafe. They were planning a weekend trip together. Everyone had different ideas. One friend wanted to visit the beach. Another friend wanted to go hiking in the mountains. A third friend wanted to stay in the city. Soon, everyone started sharing their opinions, but Emma stayed quiet. One of her friends noticed. "Emma, what do you think?" he asked. Emma felt nervous. Her heart started beating faster. She worried that her friends might disagree with her. For a moment, she almost said, "Anything is okay." But then she remembered something her English teacher had told her. "Your opinion matters." Emma took a deep breath. Then she smiled and said, "I think the mountains would be a great choice because the weather will be cool and we can enjoy nature." Her friends listened carefully. One friend nodded. "That's a good idea." Another friend smiled. "I like that suggestion." Emma felt surprised. Nobody laughed. Nobody criticized her. In fact, her friends were happy to hear her opinion. The conversation continued. Emma shared more ideas. She asked questions, she gave reasons, and each time she spoke, she felt a little more confident. At the end of the discussion, the group decided to go hiking, not because Emma forced everyone to agree, but because she finally shared her thoughts. As they left the cafe, Emma felt proud. She learned something important that day. Confidence does not mean always being right. Confidence means being willing to share your opinion. And sometimes, one simple sentence can change everything. I think.
Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Do you enjoy sharing your opinions with other people?
Most of the time, yes. I enjoy talking with friends and family about different topics. It is interesting to hear different ideas and perspectives.
Were you always confident when sharing your thoughts?
No, not really. Confidence is something I developed over time. When I was younger, I often worried about what other people would think.
Really? That surprises me because you seem very confident now.
Thank you. But when I was younger, I sometimes stayed quiet because I thought my opinion was not important. Later, I realized that everyone has something valuable to share.
I think many listeners can relate to that feeling.
Yes, many people believe their opinion is not good enough, but that is usually not true.
And the more we practice speaking, the more confident we become.
Absolutely. Confidence grows through practice. It is very similar to learning any new skill.
Let's start with a simple question. What exactly is an opinion?
I think I know which one you mean.
The phrase is, I think.
Yes, that is probably the most common way to express an opinion.
It's simple, natural, and easy for learners at every level.
Native speakers use it every day in conversations.
For example, I can say, I think learning English is fun.
Or I can say, I think podcasts are a great way to practice listening.
Both examples sound very natural.
They do, and they're easy to remember.
Another useful phrase is, in my opinion.
I like that phrase because it sounds clear and polite.
Yes, it tells the listener that you are sharing a personal idea.
For example, I could say, in my opinion, reading every day is one of the best ways to improve vocabulary.
That's a great example.
Thank you.
Another one we often hear is, I believe.
Yes, that phrase sounds slightly stronger than I think.
For example, I believe practice is the key to success.
Or, I believe everyone can improve their English.
Those sentences sound confident, but still polite.
Exactly. Being confident does not mean being rude.
That is a very important lesson.
You can be confident while still respecting other people's opinions.
Kendra, do you remember a situation where you felt nervous about sharing an opinion?
Yes, I do. I remember being in a classroom discussion when I was younger.
What happened?
The teacher asked a question, and I had an answer in my mind, but I was afraid of making a mistake.
Did you raise your hand?
No, I stayed quiet.
How did you feel afterward?
Honestly, I felt disappointed because another student gave a similar answer a few minutes later.
That must have been frustrating.
It was, but it taught me an important lesson.
What lesson?
I learned that staying silent does not help me grow. Speaking, even imperfectly, helps me learn and improve.
I think that is wonderful advice for our listeners.
Thank you.
I had a similar experience at work once.
Really?
Yes, I was in a meeting with several coworkers.
Were you nervous?
A little. I had an idea, but I wasn't sure if it was good enough.
What happened?
Someone else suggested almost the same idea later in the meeting.
That happens more often than people think.
Exactly. After that experience, I realized my ideas were worth sharing too.
And that realization can help build confidence.
Definitely. Kendra, let's spend a few minutes looking at some useful English expressions our listeners can use when sharing their opinions.
Great idea. Learning a few simple phrases can make people feel much more confident in conversations.
One of the easiest phrases is, I think.
Yes, it is short, natural, and very common. Native speakers use it every day.
For example, I can say, I think reading books is a great way to learn new words.
That's a good example. It sounds friendly and not too strong.
Another useful phrase is, in my opinion.
I like that phrase because it clearly tells people that you are sharing a personal view.
For example, in my opinion, learning a little every day is better than studying for many hours once a week.
That's a very useful sentence for language learners.
Another phrase we often hear is, I believe.
Yes, I believe sounds a little stronger, but it is still polite.
For example, I believe everyone can improve their English with practice.
I completely agree with that.
Let's also talk about giving reasons.
That's important. A reason helps people understand your opinion better.
Instead of saying, I think podcasts are useful, you could say, I think podcasts are useful because I can practice listening every day.
Exactly. Adding because makes your opinion clearer and stronger.
Before we move on, let's learn one useful pronunciation word.
The word is opinion.
O-pin-yun.
O-pin-yun.
Try saying it slowly a few times. It is a very useful word when talking about your ideas.
And remember, you do not need perfect English to share your opinion. Simple English is often the best English.
Now, we would love to hear from our listeners.
Yes. What about you? Do you feel confident sharing your opinions in English?
Or do you sometimes feel nervous when speaking with other people?
Tell us in the comments. We always enjoy reading your answers and hearing about your learning journey.
And here's another question for you. What is one opinion you can share today using the phrase, I think?
It can be about food, movies, hobbies, travel, or anything you like.
If you're enjoying this conversation and finding it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Your support helps us create more English learning conversations just like this one.
Kendra, I think today's conversation was very helpful.
I think so too. We talked about why opinions matter, how to share them confidently, and some useful phrases that listeners can start using right away.
One thing I hope everyone remembers is that confidence comes from practice.
That's right. You do not need perfect English to share your opinion. Start speaking now and improve step by step.
Every time you share an opinion, you're practicing real communication.
And every conversation helps you become a stronger English speaker.
Thank you, everyone, for spending time with us today.
We hope you learned something useful and feel more confident about sharing your ideas in English.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself.
We are cheering for you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.